I guess let's kind of move on into what it is, kind of explain the movie. If you haven't seen it, it should be available right now on Amazon Prime. I know for a while it was on like Tubi in Australia and stuff. I'm not sure where it is worldwide. Maybe our kind editors can pop that on screen or something.
It's high key on YouTube just for free. I think with consent.
My friend is the director.
I thought it was with consent.
It's not.
Okay,
it's not,
don't watch it on YouTube.
Not,
Sorry.
It's not.
I thought it seemed consensual. Never mind. That's fucking.
Maybe he changed his mind, but it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon
if you have
Prime,
at least watch it there. I'm sure, support the dude. And I wasn't friends with him beforehand. This isn't one of these things that I like it because I'm friends with him beforehand. I'm friends with him now because of like how much I was like championing this movie. Like I was asking for t-shirts when the trailer was out. I got a t-shirt. I have an autographed copy of the Blu-ray with like a nice little handy dandy personalized message on the inside. Me and Brendan are homies now. I've interviewed him a couple times. He's a really interesting dude. Good friends with him now. Maybe that does affect my feelings now, but I liked it before I ever talked to the dude, so I'm good. But the VELOCIPASTOR is what it sounds like. It is a pastor who can turn into a velociraptor, but when you see it, it's not really a raptor, but we'll get into why that is. But it's a comedy horror film. It's intentionally bad. He calls it like circular comedy, like something that it basically just tries to capitalize in on that idea that there are movies that end up unintentionally being so bad that they're funny. And this is something that's like, I'm purposely going to make all the choices to go off the rails to steer into it as much as possible. And I personally think he succeeded with it. And it's got a fun little story. It basically just started as like a university project when he was in college. So they just did like a short little trailer, and it kind of came out of him. He was trying to type the word velociraptor, and for some reason it autocorrected to VELOCIPASTOR, which I actually don't know why it ever would have done that, but it did. And it gave him the idea to make that trailer for a film project. And then for like the next handful of years, he couldn't get it out of his head, wrote the script in like 3 days, and was just like desperately trying to find funding until his partner at the time's mother got him in contact with some kind of investor or somebody that she knew in China, and was basically like, hey, I know somebody, they invest in arts and stuff in like China and stuff. So like maybe if you send like the script over and a pitch, we'll see. Within 2 days, he had his $35,000 and went to work on the movie. And that's like a pretty small budget, like really, really small, even for this kind of movie. Mm-hmm. Like $35K is pretty crazy. But yeah, he ended up making this movie, I think back in like 2017. And then it started doing rounds in like festival circuits and like small festivals in like 2018 before it finally released in 2019. A lot of fun stories surrounding this movie. Yeah, let's kind of like hop in to the story. So I think the moment I personally knew that I was going to be on board for this is, he walks outside the church after giving his little like sermon, mm-hmm. and his parents are waiting for him. He's so excited. And then you just hear an explosion noise and he falls back, and then it cuts back. And instead of it being like a car on fire, it just says on screen, VFX of car on fire.
Yes.
Because it's like, we don't have the budget, so why even pretend or try? Let's just steer into it. It's the whole idea of like, make a shortcoming a feature, mm-hmm. And now it's a feature of the movie. I think I laughed for like a solid like 3 minutes when I saw that on screen, and I was like, this is probably going to be better than I could have imagined. What were your thoughts around that moment of this here movie?
So that definitely sets the tone, right? So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, you're really leaning into it, right? Because I was like, good, bad movie. Yes. Didn't know what to expect. Didn't know where they would go for it when he's doing it intentionally. When I saw that on screen, I was like, okay, you're definitely going to go into this. Now I'm curious. You have my attention immediately. The part that first got a pretty good laugh out of me, I don't know if this just says something about me, was when one of the what the hell's her name? The girl, the prostitute, Carol walks up to her pimp, who is Frankie Mermaid, of course, because he's swimming in bitches. And then he just greets her, and then there's immediately just like a cut as he just slaps her within like half a second. Yeah. That's when I was like, oh, I started laughing. I was like, okay, I like this. I'm here.
They just hard committed. Yeah, in the script, he was like, I just had this character written with no real lines, so I just like found my friend who I knew could do a good job, and I was like, go crazy. We just set him loose. So the whole like swimming and bitches thing, that was all him. Like, just great. I was like, oh man, that's so funny. I really appreciated that. That again, that's another thing that just really sets the tone in a really solid way. And so if you guys want to know, how does one become a VELOCIPASTOR raptor? Basically, after his parents died, he decides he's going to go on a soul-searching mission, and ends up in the middle of a ninja feud, which is inspired by another so bad it's good movie called Miami Connection. Something at the end also ties into that is probably potentially something we could cover on the show, honestly. And he ends up getting this claw, and the claw scratches him and bestows upon him these ancient powers that allow him to turn into a dinosaur, without him really realizing he's doing it all the time. But it doesn't happen right away. He goes back stateside, and he's just like not feeling quite well. And then he finds out that the aforementioned Frankie Mermaid killed his parents. He was the one who killed his parents on behalf of this ninja collective that has now moved its way over to America into this community. And he freaks out in the confessional booth and just like rips the dude apart. It is great. I think I love it.
I love how the way... I love the attention and care you're taking in describing this movie right now, because you're not glossing over anything. You're really giving it all the attention it deserves.
I know, right?
But like, if you watch it, it's almost funny that like she's talking so passionately about this right now.
I know, and you're gonna watch it, and it's just like, dude walks up, wow, China is East. It's just like
those parts got like, I love the text transition. Where it's just, he's just walking in trees. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then I just see like a slow like word art, just little slide right or something, just China. I'm like, oh, okay, we're in China.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah.